Okay, Manny asked a question. He said, now that you're sort of like habituated or whatever, do you find yourself doing the things that you did before you had COVID? Absolutely, yeah. Um, but it was a long journey for me. Did I say COVID? Well, let me explain. Um, January 2021, on the 1st of January, I got COVID. I knew that I had it at that time, and I didn't sleep for 5 days. And then I went months with very little sleep. I had some kind of an anxiety problem that was really, really awful. And I thought I was just going downhill quick and would never recover. I really did. And I had tinnitus, and I had chest pains, and now they've checked me out. I'm in great shape. The chest pains I don't think they were entirely anxiety, but when you have chest pains and you have anxiety, which one is which and which one came first? Uh, I think the chest came first. But actually, I don't know. I think it's just kind of a combination, but I was in a really terrible spot, and it took me a long time, several months to recover. And the tinnitus played a big role in me not being able to sleep and having anxiety and not being able to think about anything else. So I really thought I was lost. Maybe might not ever recover. And now I feel wonderful. I even feel better than before in many ways because I think I had anxiety for a long time in my life. And I got hit with it head on like a big locomotive that didn't stop running for about 6 to 9 months. And then I just started having to deal with it and figure out what am I going to do about this anxiety and this tinnitus. And around the 9, 10 month point, I started making these videos on this channel. And tonight I'm going to go dancing. I went dancing last night. I love dancing, and I feel like it just makes me feel alive and happy. I do avoid like really loud places. Not to say that I don't really feel like they harm me, but there have been a couple times when I went to a really loud place and then it seemed like the tinnitus was louder. And from what I understand, it's not a good idea. As I understand, try to avoid going over about 70 decibels. You know, it's just good for your ears in general, whether you have tinnitus or not. So, but yeah, if you've had tinnitus for a while and you're still not doing the things that you used to do, that might be a key. Because I'm assuming that the anxiety accompanies the tinnitus, and that's often the case. Because you're bothered so much that you're anxious and then you can't. I think you need to challenge it. I don't want you to challenge it in such a way that it makes you even more mortified, and then you even withdraw more from reality or society or whatever you want to call it. But if you have anxiety, you need to take some small steps toward challenging it. And I don't know where you're at. If you're always at home, get outside some more. Go somewhere. You can sit there just as well as you can sit at home. And do some things to make some friends where they're always bouncing off of you. You know what I mean? Like maybe you've got some apps online where you can make some friends there, and you're always. It takes some time to develop friends, but pick an app and find a way to make some friends that way. Make some friends in person. Maybe there's like some nearby sports teams or just like casual sports teams you can join. I remember when I was first getting out, they were doing this thing called tennis soccer. And I was afraid that my heart was going to do something funny. And my pulse would get really high, get really anxious. And, but my friends, they gave me a lot of encouragement. They said, you can do it. Try. And I tried and I survived. And then I started liking it. I don't do that anymore, but it was like kind of like a bridge activity that got me going and doing something else, Go exercise, join a yoga class or a dance class, or start learning things, languages, but just get busy doing some things. Add a couple things. I've got a whiteboard here on my wall and I write things on it. You know, it's a little empty right now, but like, write down what you're going to do and get a plan, you know, and then you don't have to follow it exactly, but maybe every day write it down. You could get a notebook too and maybe write down some of your thoughts each day and what you want to do tomorrow and how you did today. Get a little bit more involved in how today was and where you're going tomorrow, you know, and that should help you a lot. I feel for you, feeling like you can't do like what you did before, but you're going to have to challenge it, and you may find that you really break through and you're really happy about it. It may take some time, but challenge it. Baby steps at first, and then bigger steps, and get out there and do stuff again. That's my best advice I can give based on what you said. So my best wishes.